Well, hello, guys. Welcome back to Red Lentil Healing. I got a viewer request via a text message. A close friend of mine who watches, God bless you, friend, you know who you are, who watches my channel, asked a very interesting question. She asked if I could read on it. The question is, her question is, what's wrong with Tim Scott? For those of you who don't know, Tim Scott is a representative from South Carolina. You know, he and Lady G are very, very good friends, or the same mindset, let's just put it that way. Tim Scott did the rebuttal after President Biden's address last week. Tim Scott has come out and said, you know, racism doesn't exist in this country and a whole bunch of stuff that made a lot of people go like, wait, what? Okay, she wants to know what's wrong with him. I actually am going to rephrase the question. I want to look at how did he, I'm just going to say it. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this, but I know what I want to do. How did he grow up? Or what shift happened in his life to make him believe this? Or does he even really believe it? Is this just a talking point, or is this how he really feels? And I want to do a good in-depth look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because this had to come from somewhere. As a black man from the South, maybe you may not have experienced, lucky for you, certain egregious forms of racism, but just because it hasn't happened to you does not mean it does not exist, right? You cannot take away the experience of others because it did not happen to you. That is called empathy. So let's take a look at his energy system to see, is there something in his life that happened, or is this kind of how he is, how he grew up? So we've got love, inner strength with solar plexus chakra and crown chakra. So let's look at the beginning of his life. So he probably did not start this way. Beginning life, middle life, and kind of like middle life and then present. Like, what is the thing that got him to just pop off the mouth recently? So love maybe he didn't feel the love that he thought he needed to exhibit as a child, which may have caused some solar plexus chakra issues with inner strength. And probably grew up in a very religious household where religion was told to him that it is and not something that he truly got to experience, which is what I'm getting from the I am present card. I am present means that you're there, you're waiting for the download, the information, the connection with God. So you're trying to make yourself present and ready, but you keep sometimes maybe missing the phone call. Hello, this is Jesus speaking. And you may have been like accidentally sent a voicemail because you were waiting. You thought it was because he called from an unknown number and you thought it was a bill collector, you know? Something to that extent. So maybe love's an issue. Heart chakra maybe didn't show up in the way he needed or thought as he's gotten older. Inner strength that challenged some of his solar plexus. How do I act? How do I show up in this world? And then trying to navigate the waters of what is a true connection to God, to crown chakra, to spirit. So this is growing up. Midlife, let's see if this repeats. So we do have another solar plexus chakra, so universal light. So some of the childhood carried into adult that didn't get to heal. Life purpose, so this is where he starts to use, okay, so here we go. Yep, he may not have always felt this way. There's something that changed him. So right around some time in his life, probably when he got into politics, he had a shift. Life purpose, he started to speak in a way that he thought aligned with what he was supposed to do, i.e. probably getting in Congress and being a representative. So now I'm going to speak what I think is my life purpose because I've had a rebirth. Something has changed. Something has shifted. Maybe he didn't even want to be a politician. And forgive me, I don't know much about him. Like that level of complexity in his life, I know a bit about him. But I think from what I know of him, I think this makes sense from what I remember reading. So he didn't start out this way. This was a shift. And so now when he speaks, his divine truth is a bit altered. His reality is altered because he did have a rebirth. So there is something, long story short, She asked what's wrong with him. There's something that happened. There was a shift, a rebirth to make him show up into this world as the Tim Scott that we saw. Ha ha ha. And there's a connection with heart chakra. Inner child, that wounded inner child that didn't feel the love that he wanted to feel growing up. That's how it showed up in present life. Unhealed wounds is how it showed up. Therefore, just because I don't think I've experienced it, it doesn't exist. When I'm hurting and I'm at dis-ease, it is very easy for me to ignore the life of others because I'm hurting. That's his stance. He's not even aware of it, but that's his stance. That wounded child that had a life-changing experience when he went into politics as a man is all a result from his childhood. So it's both, actually. It's some unhealed issues and a change, that's something that happened currently in his adulthood, middle adult, that gets him to believe and say what he believes and what he says. All right. Hope that answers, friend. I'm sure you'll send me text messages later and we'll continue to have the conversation. But for everybody else, I hope that was helpful. Hope that was entertaining. Until the next video, take care of yourself, guys. Bye.